If you're in your math class right now and you just saw the words uniform distribution on your test prep sheet, this video is exactly what you need. I'm Mr. Rosen. Let's solve some of these questions together. So, first one I've got for you is a basic probability question involving a uniform distribution. So, this one says a school bus arrives at a stop at a uniform distributed time between 7 a.m. and 7:12 a.m. What is the probability that a bus arrives before 7:04 a.m.? So this question actually is really easy to answer. It's not really that complicated. Sometimes these questions you need to draw diagrams and stuff, but this one really you don't need to do that. All you have to know is that if the bus is going to arrive before 7:04 a.m., that's basically a 4-minute block. So it's going to be between 7 o'clock to 7:04, which is basically 4 minutes. And the entire time that the bus is running, or when it can arrive, is a 12-minute block. So the probability that x is going to be less than 7:04, that's the time of arrival is less than 7:04, it basically is going to be 4 minutes out of the 12 minutes that are possible, which reduces to 1/3. Or it's a 33.3% chance that that happens. It's basically just 4 minutes out of the 12 that's available. So it is, because it's uniform, it's not that any minute is more likely that the bus is going to arrive than any other one. So it's just as likely to arrive in those first few minutes as the end few minutes. Okay. If we're looking at B says what's the probability that the bus arrives between 7:05 to 7:09 a.m. Okay. So this is kind of funny, right? So this is going to be 7:05 less than x, which is less than 7:09. If you think about this, this is another 4-minute block, right? Between 5 minutes and 9 minutes is a 4-minute block. It's actually the same exact answer. That's why I said it's kind of funny, right? So between 7:05 and 7:09 is also 4 minutes, which again is a 33.3% chance. Okay. Next question is, what is the mean arrival time? So the expected average, okay? So for this one, it's basically just going to be in the middle of the block, okay? So we know that the bus is going to arrive anywhere from 7 a.m. to 7:12 a.m. We don't know whereabouts it's going to go, so the average essentially is going to be in the middle. So it's going to be basically 0 plus 12 minutes over 2, which gives you at the 6-minute mark. That's where it'll happen. So the mean is 7 minutes or 7:06 a.m. Okay. So there's the first one. I would say that's a pretty easy type of question, and you could solve that with logic. Now let's do another one where we're going to actually do a diagram this time. Okay. So this time it says that we've got a random number x. It's chosen uniformly between the numbers 10 and 50. Draw the uniform distribution and label it. Okay. So this one actually requires a diagram. So what it looks like is this. So we're going to make it like a set of axes. And then we're going to label 10 on the x-axis and 50 on the x-axis. Now, I want you to think of this as being almost like a histogram. Okay. So it's almost like little bars. And every single bar has the exact same height. So every one of these has the same probability of occurring. So, 10 has the same probability of occurring as 11, as 12, as 13, all the way up to 50. Okay. Now, normally we don't draw this as bars. You can think of it as bars. We normally just draw it as like a rectangular block, like this. Okay. Just think of it like an infinite number of bars, essentially. And that's it right there. Okay. Now, a lot of times in these questions, what you want to do is figure out the height of the bar. Okay, you want to figure out this right here. Because what you could do with these questions is solve them using area. So what I'm going to do is figure out that height, that question mark right now. So what I can tell you is that the area of this rectangle is going to be length times width. Now, if you know things about probability, you know that that when you add up all of the probabilities of an event occurring, it's going to be equal to 1.0. So the area under this curve is 1.0. So let's set the area to 1.0. And our length, so I'll just use a different color. Our length right here, from here to here, that's 40. So let's plug that into our formula. So the length is 40. And the W we don't know. So I'll call this W up here. That's our width right here. Now, in order to solve for W, what I have to do next is divide both sides by 40. And we end up with 1 over 40 equals W. So I can go ahead and label this now. This height is 1 over 40. Okay. Now, where that's going to be useful is in question B. So question B says, find the probability of a random number generated that 20 is less than x, which is less than 35. Okay, so what that's going to look like is this. I'm just going to use a different color here. This is where 20 is. Here's roughly where 35 is. And what I want is this area right here. Okay, that's the area I'm looking for. So in order to get that area, I'm going to use the formula area equals length times width again. The length is going to be from 20 to 35. That is a length of 15. And the width I now know is 1 over 40. So if you multiply those together, you get 15 over 40. And when you divide that with your calculator, I'm just going to get my calculator here, 15 over 40, you get 0.375, which essentially is 37.5%. Okay? So that's how you would solve this question using a diagram. There's other ways of solving it too, but that's how you'd want to do it, especially if you're asked to make a diagram of a uniform distribution. That's what it should look like. And in my experience, all of the uniform distribution questions, they usually require you to figure out the height or the width of that rectangle, and that's how you solve it. So you set the area equal to 1, and then once you know that, you can figure out the width. And once you know the width, you can figure out all kinds of questions about that. Okay, let's do one last one. This is more of like a real world type of question now. So it says a streaming service buffers for a time uniformly distributed between 2 and 14 seconds. What is the probability that the buffering lasts more than 10 seconds? So just for practice, I'm going to use the rectangle for this. So we're going to make our axes again. Okay. Our buffering is going to occur between 2 and 14 seconds. And it's uniform. That's important that it's uniform. So if it's uniform, that means the likelihood of any of these times occurring is exactly the same probability. Okay? So this is like the probability of it happening. It's always the same. So we're going to want to figure out our W right here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to set the area equal to the length times the width. We know the area under the curve has to be 1.0. Now I'm saying area under the curve. It's literally an area under the rectangle in this case. But that's what it is. So that area has to be 1. The length is going to be 14 minus 2, which is 12. And the W we don't know. So to solve for the W, divide both sides by 12. And we end up with 1 over 12 equals W. So let's label that. This is going to be 1 over 12. Now that we know that, we can go ahead and figure out the answer for A. So for A, what I want, I'm just going to use a different color, is the probability that the buffering lasts more than 10 seconds. So here's where 10 seconds is. What I want is this area right here. So to get that, we're going to say area equals length times width. The length is going to be 4 seconds. The width will be 1 over 12. And when you work that out, you get 4 over 12, which does reduce to 1/3, which is basically 33.3%. Okay? So there's the first one. Now, you can figure it out other ways, obviously, right? You don't need a diagram, but a diagram can be very helpful in these situations. Let's look at question B. So question B, I'm just going to write it over here, just so you can see the diagram. It says, what's the probability that it lasts between 5 and 11 seconds? So let's write it out the proper mathematical way. So we're going to say 5 is less than x, which is less than 11. So for this, it's the same thing. It's still going to be length times width. So the length in this case would be, I'll just do a different color here. It's from 5 seconds. Ooh, that's hard to see. Let me use a different color here, a darker one. To purple. It's going to be from 5 seconds to 11 seconds. And what we're doing in this case is we're getting this area right here. Okay, that purple area. So the length from 5 to 11, that's going to be 6 seconds. And the width is 1 over 12, which becomes 6 over 12, which is a half, which is basically 50%. So it's a 50% chance that that is going to occur. All right. Now, the last question. This one's a bit of a tricky one here. Okay. So the question says, a viewer says there's a 25% chance that the buffering lasts less than blank seconds. Find t. So what we know is that the area is going to be 25%. Okay, so it's giving us essentially the final answer. For A and B, I have solved and gotten the percentage already. For C, I've already got the percent. Okay, so I know that the area is going to be basically 25%. Okay, now I'm going to set that equal to the length and width and then solve this. So we're going to say length times width is 0.25. I'm kind of working backwards, essentially, is what I'm doing. I know the width is 1 over 12. I just don't know the length. Is equal to 0.25. Okay. Now, to solve that question, I need to multiply both sides by 12. So we're going to multiply this by 12, and then this side by 12. That way, these cancel out. So we end up with the length equals 0.25 times 12. And if you multiply those together, you end up with 12 times 0.25. We get 3. All right. So what that means then basically is that it takes 3 seconds. So if there's a 25% chance that the buffering lasts less than 3 seconds. Okay. So that's basically the uniform distribution in a nutshell. Generally what you want to do is draw a diagram, and then you want to figure out the height of the diagram. And then once you've got the height of that rectangle, you can sort of shade in boxes and use it to solve probability questions, just like I have in these examples. So hopefully this actually helped you out. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, write a comment down below if you have other questions, and I'll see you in the next one.